Alright, in this tutorial I'm going to make this cannon here, and I got this sphere here. I'm going to use this as a cannonball, but I'm going to also be using this for something else later on, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using it for, but I need to get a sample off this, and it doesn't matter where I'm selecting on an edge as long as it's going from left to right. Then I'm going to loop it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use curve extraction. If you don't know what I'm selecting, just watch command viewer here, and when I extracted the curve here, this is going to give me some information up here on the left. It's telling me it's got 16 points, so we're going to go ahead and delete that right now, and I'm going to remember it's 16 points. And I'm going to select the cylinder here, select down here, and we're going to drag it up here. Remember, it had 16 points, so we're going to bring it up to 16. We're going to go ahead and validate that. Alright, now on the back of this cannon here, where it swings at, or pivots up and down, we're going to make that there. So get a copy here, Control C, Control V, and we're going to turn this and shift snap it here and bring it up. This is going to be the back of my cannon right here, and we'll turn on the cemetery if I got the right one here. I believe so. And we'll loop it, and we'll bring this in. Alright, with that selected, we're going to select the Boolean operation. Let me get the cemetery off here. Let's do this again. As you can see, it's got a hole through it now. And we'll validate that. And we're going to go ahead and subdivide this and take a look at it real quick. As you can see, I don't like the shape of it right here, so what I'm going to do is bring it back down the low subdivision level. And I'm going to go ahead and add some slicing here, and I'm going to add one about approximately here and one here. Validate it. I always like to make sure it's welded fairly decent, so I'll use that average weld every now and then to make sure everything's all welded nice. All the points are connected. Let's take a look at it. It's not too bad. Let's bring that back down here, and I'll bring this over here. And while I'm at it here, this, like I said, the bottom right here is going to be right here where my cursor at, it's going to be the front of the cannon. So let's just go ahead and work some. We'll go to the vertex modeling. We're going to go ahead and bring some edges up. As you can see right here, it's got about 3 rings in it, so I'll just bring it up here. Just add that one to the list here so it's easier. We're just going to keep on adding a few here, and I'm going to pause the video as I'm going along. Alright, I got a few more added here, and we're going to go ahead and work on this side here. Collapse this real quick, and we'll loop it. And what I'll do is I'll hold the control key down and drag in just a little bit. This control Z that. Let me just go ahead and drag out once like this, then drag it in like this. As you can see, I'll end up having 3 edges real close to each other. It'll give a nice sharp edge. And I'll bring it down quite a bit further and bring it out just a little bit. Click it, and one more time, then bring it all the way out. Now when I subdivide it, I should be fairly crisp around here. It's looking better. Alright, let's go ahead and chop this sphere up here. And we're going to select the face here and loop it. Hold the control key down and drag somewhere off the sphere. As you can see, I can drag part of it, highlight it, then I'll just delete it. And I'll bring this over here. I'm going to get it kind of close, then I'm going to use the snap align here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get me a copy of this. Control C, Control V. And we're just going to go ahead and hide that one because I'm going to go ahead and weld these together here. So I'm going to go to the surface modeling tab and just weld all. And got some error there, so let me try that again. Well, when this happens, best thing to do is go ahead and make sure your dynamic geometry is all collapsed. Make sure all your subdivisions collapse. And let's go ahead and put an average weld on this, because I can see there's a gap in here, and I believe that got the gap all the way around it. Best way to tell if it's got all the way around there, just go ahead and validate it, select an edge and loop it, and if you pull up on it, you'll be able to tell if it's welded or not. Alright, pause the video. And we're going to bring this other second copy up here. And we're going to scale that down just a little bit. Let's zoom in here and select this other one here. We're going to delete the faces here and select the edge. I'm going to loop that. I'm going to hold the control key and scale that in just a little bit. I'm holding the control key down and I'm clicking as I'm going along. And I'm going to go ahead and scale this down just a little bit. I'm going to make this one just a little bit bigger than the roundness of this head right here. So what I'm going to do is going to select both of these, select the edge here, here, and loop it, and use the bridge tool. Alright, I'm going to tip the cannon down straight up like this. And I'm going to go ahead and pause the video on just some of these rings up here and scale them up. So I'll be right back. Alright, changed my mind. I'm going to do something different here. When I'm doing these rings here, I like to see how it's going to look with the subdivision up. And I also like to see it when it's smooth, so subdivision to 2 and click. That gives me a better visualization. So we're going to select that, set that to 0, no subdivision level, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to edit and we're going to clone this, and we're going to set a copy over to here. And since these are both the same and I hit the subdivision to 2, they'll both be at 2. Alright, I'm going to select this one here I'm going to be working on. As you can see, this one also has 2. What I'm going to do is remove the last step just for this one here. This one will go back to the 0 subdivision, and this one will stay at the highest one. So select this little arrow here, and whatever I do to this one here at the low poly, we'll do the same to the one over here in high polygons. So if I was to let's go over here and loop this here, and if I scale it, as you can see it updating over here. And we'll loop this one and bring it up. As you can see it updating over there. And I'll bring this in. As you can see it now, it's starting to take shape. And I'll pause the video. Alright, I got halfway finished with it, or fairly close. I'm going to grab half the little swing arm here, and I'm going to go ahead and go edit, copy, edit, paste. And it's going to give me a little thing right here. So what I'll do is select the edge here, hold the control key, and bring that out about right here. And the same for this side here. And we'll add some thickness to it. Alright, let's go into one of these views here so I can see a little bit better. Control C, Control V that. On the other side. Let's get a top view of that real close. I believe this here could use it's a little too sharp. I'm going to go ahead and this little edge here, I'm going to loop this. See if you can keep an eye on this one over here. Control C, Control V that. Looks a little bit better. Alright, I paused video and imported a low poly head here. Not a whole lot to it. We're going to need to go ahead and bring another edge up here. Let's go ahead and split these a little bit. And we're going to go ahead and bring this head back here. Alrighty, let's see something. Alright, I'm going to need to bring that line up just a little bit. Well, actually a couple of them, so. Loop that one. We'll bring that one right about there. Loop that one. I think I'm just going to go ahead and loop this one and just dissolve that one. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this view here. Alrighty, let's bring it up. I'm going to shift click the cannon here. And let's say we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4. Let me go ahead and try the bridge on that. Nope, that's not going to work. Let's go ahead and go one more over. 6 on 6. Looks like I'm going to have to do this one at a time, so bear with me here. Or one side at a time. That's kind of cool. I'll kind of leave a little gap in it. Here and here. And we're going to go ahead and bridge that one. Kind of not like this one back here. This one's kind of set way to the back, but that's okay. And it is a little bit larger, so not a big deal. I'll just go ahead and go ahead and average weld that one time just to make sure everything's all set. And I'll believe that'll be the end of this tutorial. Thank you very much.